What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 4 different cryptos in this video. I'm going to do a rapid fire brief analysis on all 4 of them. I think that they're at good points to buy, and I think more than that, because obviously the whole crypto market's at a good place to buy, I think that you're going to see some rapid recovery on a lot of these coins and provide some substantial growth. In order, we're going to talk about Soon, and then Home, DeFi app. We'll move on to B3 and then finish up the video with Alice. So Soon, Home, B3, Alice. My neighbor Alice. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into it. Okay, Soon is one that we have a lot of high hopes for that I think can do pretty well. Soon is worth about a $400 million market cap here. And I really do believe that we could see, even from this current market cap, we could see a 100x move potentially, right? Something that takes you above $100. Yet $1.32, I really do believe that we have $100 or more potential by the end of this cycle, which I'm thinking will be sometime in Q2 of 2026. We'll see. Time will tell. I do think that we're at a low point here, and I have consistently with this project, here we were advocating the buy, even advocating the buy here. It didn't work out for a second, but we were still advocating the buy down here. We were advocating the sell here, advocating the buy here, advocating the sell here, advocating the buy here, advocating the sell here and here as well. We didn't make a video on this day, so I can't say we're advocating the sell here, but I hope it was obvious. And now we're advocating the buy here again. We've been doing pretty well with this. And overall, just at all these little dots, you can see we're in a nice little uptrend, right? Nice higher low and higher high area. Just because I'm advocating for the buy here and we've nailed it perfectly, really, since August, doesn't mean that we're going to nail it perfectly here. It is possible that we go lower, but if we look at this from a low point here to a high point there, we are right at the 382. I think this is a perfect area to find support. If we are to go lower, the 0.5 would likely find support. If not, then the golden ratio. So just understand here, at $1.32, it's completely possible that we drop down to 55 cents. It's completely possible. But man, if Bitcoin dropping to 89K, if the rest of the market taking a bath wasn't enough to push you down there, I don't think you will. I think you've seen it. And the reality is, from your high to your low, you've already dropped 78%. Which is wild, right? The volatility here. Be aware, it's a low market cap coin. There is high volatility. Do be aware, right, that you can go lower and still come back up in a very short amount of time, okay? Lower prices are for buying, not for panicking, okay? Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. You look at the daily time frame, daily RSI is back here at the same areas that we bounced before. Lower lows, yet higher lows in the price. It's hidden bullish divergence, makes me think that we're going to go higher. MACD looks bullish overall. The stochastics are reset. I think that we will move higher. And then understanding this from a high to a low, we went all the way up to our golden ratio. That's where we found support. We take this high. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Where do we go with the next one? All the way up to the money zone. Nice. High here. Come on. Come on. There we go. High there. To the low here. We went all the way up to our 4114. Okay, interesting. The initial pop took us to our money zone. Okay. So then, is this even real? Like, do I take this wick? Is that even real price action? Like, I feel like it is. I feel like it is. We're on Binance. Do we have other... Sorry, guys. Maybe Bybit. Maybe Kraken. Was it like that on... Wow, it was like that on... If it's like that on Bybit and Binance, those are 2 very large exchanges. What just happened to my voice? What's going on? Is that better? I think it's better. Okay. Soon, from a high to a low... Being that you've had such a dramatic drop, I would imagine we probably don't go to our money zone. We probably do stop somewhere in our 1272 to 1618 area. So being at $1.32 right now, the next target is $8.20 to $14. And with the way this thing moves, just because we found our low here doesn't mean that tomorrow we're going to be there. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if by the end of the year you're worth $8 to $14 somewhere in this zone. Okay, so that's soon. Let's move on. We'll talk about Home. Home is another one we've been talking about for a while. We basically started talking about Home and Soon at the same time. We've just given more attention to Soon because it's been worth talking about a little bit more. Home, we talked about at the lows. Literally, I'm trying to find the right time frame. Is the daily time frame the best we got? I guess so. Yeah, that's good. That's a good time frame. We literally talked about it down here. Very, very triumphant move all the way up, but you've just come all the way back down. And I think that's largely because of Hyperliquid. That's my assumption. Home is just like Hyperliquid. It's literally just like Hyperliquid, except why don't we have... Let me see, Hype L. Hype 2, maybe. Hyper. Hyper LI. Huh. HA. Okay, there we go. I want the all-time history. New price scale. It's basically another version of Hyperliquid. They tap into Hyperliquid's liquidity, right? It's a DEX service, and there's other things. It's a little bit more sophisticated than that, but really Hyperliquid here since September has been having a hard time, and I think that's why Home has also been having a hard time. Yes, you sold off beforehand, but I think largely this has been in part to not just Hyperliquid, but the rest of the market also kind of underperforming, right? It's not just your fault, but you are, with this massive drop that we've seen since August, you are all the way back down at your all-time low areas, perfectly set up for a double bottom. We love to buy cryptos in these areas, you guys. We love to buy them. It's rare that we find a coin that we like that actually has this setup. Look at how fast you moved up in comparison to how slowly you moved down, right? You had a nice little, is that a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-legged move? Yeah. A little zigzag pattern there, probably. If we're looking at Home's market cap, let's see. Home. I really like these guys too, by the way. I actually had an issue, and it was a user issue. It was my fault. I contacted their customer service, and they got to me promptly, and they were understanding, and they were kind, and they were willing to help, and all these things. And I figured things out on my own. It was a user issue that was my fault, just something silly. But they were quick to respond, and they were nice about it too. They weren't dicks. It's nice to have in a landscape. I like how it says DeFi app, but there's clearly a centralized force there. It's nice to have people who actually care, right? They're building a project, and they have decent customer service. I would just like to say that about these guys. Like, I literally use them over Hyperliquid because of that. No kidding. Ever since then. And you get DeFi Arena, like Degen Arena points every time you trade. You get points, and it allows you for airdrops and stuff. There's all kinds of rewards that come from using it. Like, it's just, I think it's a better ecosystem overall. But $58 million market cap is a very low market cap for something like this, right? Hype, by comparison, is at, instead of 58 million, it's at, drum roll, man, this cloud service being down is bad, 13 billion. And by the end of this cycle, likely you will see a higher market cap than that. Just because Hype has 13 billion doesn't mean Home will see that. But if Home's at, let's say, 60 million right now, a 100x is 6 billion. I think Home could do a 100x, and in that time, Hype would likely be worth 10x this, or maybe not 10x, but like 5x, 6x, whatever it's worth now. I could see Hype getting a serious lift off of that. Whenever whenever Hype starts to perform well, Home will likely do well as well. That would be my thoughts. But overall, from a low to a high, we're at the 886. We're holding direct support here. It looks good. We could go lower, and we could even see a slightly lower low, but I have a feeling that whether it's between here at 2.16 cents or 1.7 cents itself, I would imagine we're at our low zone. I would have no problem buying here, but I do want to address, if you buy here, do accept that you could go lower. I don't know. This could absolutely be the low, but we could go lower, and if it is, you just have to be accepting of that. Nothing wrong with DCAing, right? If we're looking at the daily indicators, you do have bullish divergence on your RSI, bullish divergence on your stochastics, and bullish divergence on your MACD as well. We look at the 4-hour time frame down here. The indicators suggest that we are going to see a little push here over the coming hours, and 4-hour time frame would imply the coming days. I very much do expect that from a high to a low, we will see new all-time highs. I'm not going to take this low. I'm going to take this low. That's not the all-time low. That's like fake price action. I wouldn't count that. From a high to a low. And you can buy this. I'm pretty sure all of these projects, maybe not. I thought you could buy Home on Coinbase. Can't you? Yes, you can. Okay, yes, you can. I'm pretty sure you can buy all these projects on Coinbase except for Soon. You can't buy Soon on Coinbase, but you can on Binance Smart Chain and other exchanges too. What's Soon on? Isn't it on Kraken? Yeah, they got it on Kraken too. So if you're in the United States, you can access all these cryptos. If you're somebody watching this video and you only have a Coinbase account, let me just influence you into getting a Coinbase, a Kraken, a Robinhood, a Crypto.com, a Binance US. Have all the exchanges. I don't care if you don't use any of them. Just use one, whatever. Have all the exchanges, because if a coin comes out that you might want to invest in, instead of setting up all your authentications and your KYCs and all your stuff, trying to get your stuff set up, just have those ready. It's always good to have multiple exchanges. Plus, if you have your, let's imagine you had $1 million in Bitcoin or $10 million in Bitcoin, would you rather have all that in one exchange or spread out across multiple exchanges? What ups the security while still holding the same value? You know what I mean? Might be a pain in the ass to access, but that's the point. Have multiple exchanges, you guys. Anyways, from a high to a low from home, I just took that moment to say that there. Clearly, I think at a double bottom perspective here, when we see new all-time highs, it should be somewhere between a 1272 and 1618 extension, which would be anything from a 3x move to a 4x move from here. And if we were to go higher, we could go as high as 21.8 cents. That'd be all the way up at about a 10x move. Maybe we see that money zone. It's been thrown out here and there. And again, you have a very low market cap here. You have a very low amount of liquidity. You certainly could. Oh, I thought I was on home, but I guess I'm on hype. You certainly could see spectacular growth, but I would expect that your next move is somewhere between about 6.3 to 8.7 cents. Once you break above there, we can talk about 22 cents and beyond. But I do think by the end of this year, we could see a 10x move or more for home. The next one is B3. B3, unfortunately, has been rather disappointing. Okay, it's been a rather disappointing crypto play. Expected big things out of it, and I still do. I really, it doesn't make sense why it's dropping so much. I think the reason why it's dropping so much, if we were to make sense out of it, is because the crypto markets are down. And this is a coin that's positioned in the gaming sector, which is probably one of the most stale sectors in crypto. Is that the right word? It's not hot. It's not a hot sector. Gaming is not hot right now, right? But whenever it is, I really do think B3 is in a prime position to see some rapid recovery. Right? We look at the daily time frame here. Here's some of the most oversold levels that you've been in. You clearly are in a downward sloping trend. You have a very low market cap. Man, my internet is so slow. This cloud service thing being down, I think, is making it hard on this. I typed B3 in already, and it's taking a second to load. Like it didn't go simultaneous with my typing. B3, come on. We're going to see. Hold on. It's going to load. Anybody know any good jokes? I got one for you. Might get me canceled, though. I don't know. See, that was the joke, though, because I wasn't going to say anything. I thought it might load by now. I was just trying to make small talk. Why isn't it loading? Come on, B3. Come on. Man, maybe it is down. Can we even access Coinbase or CoinMarketCap? I'm like clicking here. Nothing's happening. I don't know. Does it tell us on here? Sometimes with these low cap coins, it doesn't tell us, but TradingView does have the market cap recognition sometimes. Let's just see. No market cap. Okay. Oh, there it is. 37 million. Okay, cool. 37 million is the market cap here. So a very low cap coin. You could see stupendous growth of this. It wouldn't take much, right? A little bit of liquidity comes in, and before you know it, you're at a 10x. I mean, if you're like me and you believe this thing will see new all-time highs, then right now, to your all-time high level, that is about a 16x move. And I'm not saying that we'll be at a 16x by the end of the year, maybe, but we're certainly overdue for some rapid recovery. And this thing has been moving down its whole life, but it came out in February of this year. It's not the easiest thing to gauge whenever you have something like this. It is a pretty bad chart overall, just moving down. But the team is building. They're building products that they've only gained fundamental value. Like as time has gone on, it's only more valuable in my opinion here than it was even here. They've only done more things. And sometimes projects do that, and sometimes they don't work out still. But I would imagine the gaming sector gets a little bit of life. If there's any inclination that there's going to be a pump in the gaming sector at all, B3 should see some rapid recovery, and I do expect that you'll see new all-time highs. Fiki, come here. Stop being loud and making videos. Come here. Come here. I was just moving a blanket. I'm not going to... Come here. He thought I was going to put the blanket on him. I'm not going to put the blanket on you. He's like, I'm not falling for your tricks. Well, now, come here. Nope, he's not coming for it. Well, whatever. I've never even like thrown this blanket at him. I don't even know. Anyways, 20 cents or 2 cents here. Looking at this here, 16x move or more is what I would expect. If not by the end of the year, then sometime between now and January. And if we're looking at this from a high to a low, again, we don't have to be here by the end of the year. We could see a standard retracement to the golden ratio, prior areas of resistance. I would at least expect something that is over half a cent, something that's like a 5x or more by the end of the year. If not, we might have to restructure our thoughts with B3. And it's not that this project won't come back. I think that it will. I think to give it a fair shake, we just have to see what it does in the midst of the gaming sector coming to life. Because every cycle there is, we cycled through DeFi, last cycle we did NFTs, meme coins, gaming, AI's in the mix, right? There's all kinds of things that we cycle through, and I think gaming is one of them that we've seen cycle after cycle kind of come into play. So whenever gaming is hot, if B3 is not at least here or moving higher, then maybe we can rethink our thoughts about B3. But for now, I would expect 0.0065 to 1.952 cents by the end of the year, if not higher. And then going into the end of the cycle, we should see dramatically, fantastically higher prices. I am expecting this thing to pull a 100x or more, but time will tell. The golden ratio, I guess not 100x. I guess a 93x from here. 93x, 94x from here. 11 cents or more by the end of the cycle. That's what I'm expecting. So that's B3. Look into B3, right? I think it's actually really cool. I'm really surprised. I don't get how they can have the things they have and build the things they build, and yet it's getting no recognition, and it's dropping in price. Everybody says on X.com, you'll see those posts where people are like, what project has dropped a lot but is still building? What project is in the red right now but is still building? That's this project. All the way through, they've been building. They've had hiccups along the way, but they're I don't know. They're tenacious. That's all I can say. B3. Let's talk about Alice. Alice, my neighbor Alice here. We look at the monthly time frame. We're at about 24.8 cents here, talking about things that are at the low, right? Expecting big things of Alice, and this is also a gaming token. If you look into it, my neighbor Alice, it's also pretty interesting. I actually set up an account with my neighbor Alice. I've yet to actually play. I want to. I've got a very busy schedule, or either that or whenever I have time, I just don't make time. But it's definitely an interesting play, and I think it's at a low market cap as well. Alice. 24.7 million. This is the lowest market cap coin that we've talked about on this video. Immense potential. Just because it has a low market cap doesn't mean that it can't go lower, doesn't mean that it has to pump. But you've been around since 2021. You've been in a bear market, and again, I think the reason why is not because you're a failed project. There's actually a lot of things that they're building. That they're building. I don't even know what that is. Someone's eating a McDonald's or a Wendy's. It's a very small one. Reducing the size. Well, that is very small. Either that or that dude's got huge hands. It's probably a mix of both. What was I going to say? 24.7 million. They've been building. Yeah, there's some kind of announcement or something that's developing soon with the ecosystem that's going to come online. But they've been developing, even though the price has been coming down. I think that we are due in Alice for a recovery, a move up, and from a high here to a low here. The expectation there would be that we see something around the golden ratio or higher, which again, that's about a 16, 17x to like a 24x from here. Will Alice see new all-time highs this cycle? I don't know, but it is possible. And if we were to see a 100x, 125x, we could that checks out. 100x from here puts you at about $2.5 billion. That's not a small accomplishment. 100x is crazy, but that's attainable. Let alone if you were to see higher prices, let alone if you were to see a $5 billion market cap, a $10 billion market cap. The gaming sector really takes off and Alice is leading the way. You could see higher market caps in this. This thing at 24 cents could see $100 or more by the end of this crypto run. This bull cycle overall hasn't really been a bull cycle, much of a bull cycle so far, but I think we're about to kick that off. I'm not saying that we do go to $100. I'm just saying it's got that possibility. And with these high number possibilities, a lot of people might misinterpret my analysis or what I'm saying, and whenever I say something has a 400x potential or 100x potential, that means we're counting on it to do that's the plan. But the thing is, whenever you hear 100x potential, 400x potential, anything over like 20, maybe over like 30x potential in the crypto markets, that's immense growth. You should be putting a little bit of money in there, and if it happens, you cash that out and then you rotate back into your blue chips, into your long-term cryptos, right? This doesn't mean that it's going to happen, that it's going to see this. I'm just saying it has that potential. And imagine, let's say you have $10,000 in your portfolio. That's your portfolio's worth is $10,000. Imagine you just took 100 and you put it in here. Well, 100 times 43, now you've quadrupled, over quadrupled your portfolio. Someone's knocking. I gotta go check. Anyways, guys, I've got nothing else. Hit the like button, subscribe. I expect big things from Alice. I'll see you on the next one. Okay, take care. Bye.